Once upon a time in the land of Isimlu, there lived a king named Ozo. King Ozo had two sons, Obieze and Tobenna. Obieze was the first son, and as his name implied, he was the heart of the king. He was the one who was loved and cherished by the king the most from childhood. Though the king had other children apart from Obieze and Tobenna, King Ozo had three daughters as well, but he cherished and loved his sons more. Prince Obieze was betrothed to Adaobi, the daughter of the king of Odumeje village, who was friend to King Ozo. Though Prince Obieze was indifferent about the relationship between himself and Adaobi, but he respected their relationship. Adaobi was also a princess from Odumeji village. She was the only daughter of her father, but Adaobi was one filled with pride. She knew she was beautiful and also because her father was a king. She held herself in high esteem. Although the villagers showed her love and respect, mostly not for her sake, but simply transferred the love and respect they have for her father, the king, to her. Adaobi from childhood was over pampered by her mother, as she would get whatsoever she demands from her parents. Her parents always granted her wish, and so Adaobi was used to life of affluence. Adaobi had a lot of maid at her beck and call. Of course, she was the princess and was given the princess treatment. Whenever any of her maid did not do her bidding on time, Adaobi would ensure that such maid was punished severely and eventually fired. So all the maid under her knew better to obey Adaobi. Adaobi being betrothed to Prince Obieze was not a surprise to the people of the two villages, as the two villages has always enjoyed friendship since the days of their forefathers. The two villages once fought war against the enemies from the west, who once tried to subdue them and take over authority from them. But the two villages stood their ground and waged war against their enemies and sent them away. Ever since then, the two villages enjoyed unbreakable friendship. To make the friendship that existed between the two villages stronger, hence the betrothal of Prince Obieze and Princess Adaobi. Princess Adaobi was very much aware that once she was married to Prince Obieze, she was going to become the queen of Isimilu kingdom. Prince Obieze was very humble, and if you don't know him well enough, you would mistake him for a commoner. Prince Obieze was very down to earth. He treated the servants at the palace with so much respect. He made sure the maids at the palace had good working environments. Prince Obieze had a very loyal servant named Nwanem. Nwanem was very fond of the prince, and outsiders often confused him to be Prince Obieze's friend. But it was true after all, as the relationship they shared was more of friends than a master-servant relationship. Whenever Princess Adaobi came visiting from her own village, she was always angry at Prince Obieze. How will you be so close to a mere servant? Don't you know who you are? You are a prince and you will soon become a king. Why make friends with a common servant? Princess Adaobi would say, "You don't trust all these servants at all," she added. "They can betray you at any time." I understand your thoughts, but Nwanem has been my most trusted servant. He has been my servant for a very long time and has earned my love and trust over the years, Prince Obieze said. Princess Adaobi, after several failed attempts to convince Prince Obieze from being too close and cordial with one named the servant, She decided that on no account should someone she wants to get married to disgrace her by being so cordial with a mere servant. So, one day, while Princess Adaobi was on a regular visit to the Prince Obieze's village, she stylishly looked for an opportunity where one name was alone, and then, when she fully got the opportunity, she approached him. Please, one name, follow me. I want to show you something. One name innocently followed her. Princess Adaobi, knowing fully well that the prince was discussing with his father, the king, and was almost rounding up the conversation. One name followed her to Prince Obieze's room. On getting there, he asked, "My princess, what can I do for you?" "Oh, please help me rub my feet. I'm having serious pain there," she said. "Oh, so sorry, my princess. Did you trip? What happened?" "I said rub my feet," the princess shouted at him. One name immediately bent down to rub the princess's feet. Immediately the princess noticed that Prince Obieze was coming. She grabbed one name and started shouting, "Leave me alone! Leave me alone!" One name, left in a confused state, said, "But princess, why are you holding me? Why are you dragging me? Leave me alone! Leave me alone!" The princess shouted continuously. Immediately the prince got into the room and saw the scene. He rushed at one name and dragged him away from her immediately. Princess Adaobi started crying. "What happened?" Prince Obieze inquired. "This your useless servant, I told you. He tried to force himself on me. He tried to rape me. One name tried to rape me," she cried louder. "What?" the prince said in shock. Looking at one name, he asked, "Is this true?" "Ah, my prince, no, nothing of such. She called me to rub her feet, that she was having a severe pain, only for her to—" "Shut up your mouth, you liar!" Adaobi interrupted him immediately. "You tried to force yourself on me." Prince Obieze knew that one name was a very upright person, but was confused considering the scene he had just seen. He had no choice but to believe Princess Adaobi. "How dare you?" Prince Obieze said. "So you have the guts to come close to my woman, right? You shall pay for this." One name knelt down, begging the prince that he had been accused wrongly. But seeing, they say, is believing. What the prince saw was not in sync with what one name's account was. The matter was reported to the king. King Ozo passed judgment that one name, Prince Obieze's servant, should be flogged and put in prison for the rest of his life to serve as a deterrent to other servants at the palace. Adaobi was filled with joy. She was happy that finally she was able to separate Prince Obieze from one name, his servant. Though Prince Obieze was not okay with his father's decision, he had no choice. But after all, how dare one name, the person he trusted, come close to the woman who was betrothed to him? Princess Adaobi had no friend at all because she felt too big to be friends with anyone, not to talk of a commoner. The only people Adaobi related with were her own parents and Prince Obieze from the next village, who she was to be married to. King Ozo informed Prince Obieze that it was time for Prince Obieze to go see Adaobi's parents and start the official planning of their wedding. "My son, it is high time we start the official preparation of your marriage between you and Princess Adaobi," the king informed Obieze. "But father, I need more time. I am not ready yet," Prince Obieze said calmly. "When it comes to marriage, You are never going to be ready. You already know the person you're going to be married to. So why not start now so that you get used to it? The king added. But father, I don't really know Princess Adaobi so well, and the only time I've seen her was the few times she had come visiting us. My son, you don't need eternity to understand a woman. You can never understand them totally. Just start now, the better for you. The conversation between the two went on for some time. After a lot of back and forth, the king advised Prince Obieze to go to Princess Adaobi's village at least. Since the king was his friend, he can at least stay there for a day or two to get familiarized more with Adaobi, and on return, they would start the marriage preparation. So, the next day, Prince Obieze set out for Odumeji, Adaobi's village, to go visit Princess Adaobi. On his way, he begged his guards to at least stay at a particular place and wait for him there. But my prince, we can't leave you all alone, the guards said worriedly. Do not worry, I will be fine. So the guards had no choice but to heed to the instruction of Prince Obieze. Princess Adaobi had been informed about Prince Obieze's visit and was already anticipating seeing him. She walked towards the entrance of the village to welcome him. She had waited for minutes and hours. The prince was nowhere on sight. Looking, she saw a very elderly man, old enough to be her father. The man greeted her. My daughter, good day, the old man said. Who is your daughter? Do I look like your daughter, you old fool? How dare you call me your daughter? You don't even know me. Do you know who I am? I am Princess Adaobi, the princess of Odumeji village. I am sorry, but please, can you help me with water? I am very thirsty. The princess became more and more vexed by the words of the old man. So you left your house only to beg water? Really? I am now a river. Okwaya, old fool, leave my presence immediately. The princess commanded her guards to send the old man out of her sight immediately. Her servants know too well not to disobey Princess Adaobi because of the consequences that would follow. Though the princess had jars of water in her possession that she wanted to use to welcome Prince Obieze. The servants bundled the old man immediately. Princess Adaobi waited for hours without seeing the prince. When she was tired, she told her guards, let's go back to the palace. He would meet us there. I cannot continue to wait for the prince. So they went back to the palace. The old man sat down at the bush path where Adaobi's guard had dumped him. While he was there, a young lady walked past him. She greeted him, and then he said, my daughter, please, I am very thirsty. I am coming from a distant place. Can you help me with water? Oh, sorry, Papa, the young lady said. I am coming. I will be back. The young lady hurriedly went home and brought a gallon of water for the old man. Papa, take this. I believe it to be enough for you on your journey. Thank you, my daughter. I am grateful. Tell me, my daughter, what is your name? The old man questioned. My name is Zikora. Zikora? What a beautiful name. Do you live in this village? The old man questioned. Yes, I do. My house is close to the market square, Zikora added. Oh, that's great, the old man said. Thank you once again. It was almost nightfall when Prince Obieze arrived at Princess Adaobi's house. She was not pleased with the prince. I waited for you all day to welcome you, only to show by this time, the princess said angrily. But I am sorry to have kept you waiting. I did not leave my village on time, he added. So, you keep a whole princess of Odumeji village waiting all day. But I am sorry, he repeated. Where are your guards? Princess Adaobi inquired. Oh, I sent them on an errand. But you are a prince. You are not supposed to be seen walking alone. How will people know you are a prince? Princess Adaobi cautioned Prince Obieze. The king welcomed Prince Obieze so well and asked how his friend, the king of Isimilu, was doing. He is very fine, sir. He sent his regards, Prince Obieze added. After all the pleasantries, Prince Obieze went into the guest room to sleep. When he heard Princess Adaobi shouting on one of her maids, "Get out, you fool! Why will you not get me my ointment on time?" The servant was really sorry. "My princess, I am sorry. I am very sorry." "Sorry for yourself," she thundered, giving the maid a very hot slap. The prince was really surprised by the actions of the princess and knew that he was in big trouble if he married the princess. When it was daybreak, the prince informed Princess Adaobi that he would love to take a stroll around the village. "Okay, my guards will accompany you," Princess Adaobi offered. "Oh, don't worry. I just want to stroll alone. I don't want any attention," Princess Obieze said. "You need all the attention in the world. You are a prince and soon to be king," she said. Prince Obieze let out a smile and insisted on going alone. Prince Obieze walked through the village and then saw a young lady. He ran towards her. "Hello, hello, hello." The prince said to her, "How are you doing?" "I am fine," the young lady replied. My name is Obieze. What is your name?" "Zikora," the young lady said. The prince smiled widely. "Sorry, have I met you before?" Zikora inquired. "No, I don't think so," the prince said. "Can I help you with your load?" "Don't worry." But the prince insisted and helped her carry her load while he walked beside her. Zikora and Prince Obieze discussed at length as though they had known each other for a very long time. Getting close to her house, she said, "Thank you, Obieze. I am already close to my house." "But I can help you take it to your house," Prince Obieze offered. "No, don't worry, I will do it myself," she insisted. The prince bid her farewell as he walked back to Princess Adaobi's house. He looked really excited and Princess Adaobi wondered what made the prince so excited, as she had never seen the prince like that before. The next day, Prince Obieze went out to take a stroll as he had done the previous day, which really got Princess Adaobi curious. Prince Obieze had gone straight to Zikora's house. On seeing him, Zikora was really shocked. "What are you doing in my house?" Zikora said. "I am sorry for barging into your house, but I really need to talk to you." Zikora hurriedly finished her house chores and followed him to a very quiet place, away from her house. "So, how can I help you?" she said. I love you," the prince said calmly. I know, right? It is strange that I feel same way, even though I don't know you. I am scared, but the truth is, I love you too. They were about hugging themselves when Princess Adaobi came out from nowhere. Hold it right there. What are you doing with my man? The princess questioned Zikora. Your man? Yes, my man. She was about slapping Zikora when Prince Obieze held her hand. Don't dare it. I am sick and tired of the way you treat people. You remember the old man the other day you were waiting for me? That was me right there. But what did you do? You treated me like a trash. Princess Adaobi was shocked, as well as Zikora. You? You were the old man? Zikora said, pointing at Prince Obieze. Yes, I am. At this point, Princess Adaobi was visibly angry. You want to leave me for this pauper? This poor girl? This ugly thing? She said angrily. Over my dead body. You will not. Not well, I'm still alive. She walked away from them angrily. Find out what happened in the next episode by subscribing to this channel. Like this video and please share to your friends. Comment what you've learned so far and tell me where you're watching this from. Until I come your way again with another episode, for now, from me, it is bye.